Salarah Starre is a UK-based advanced law of attraction teacher trainer, coach, public speaker, and leading wellness expert. She will share life-changing wisdom about the law of attraction and how you can use this powerful universal law to build a foundation for bigger and bolder manifesting results. It is time to create the life you deserve, and with Salarah's help, you will.
And the very warmest of welcomes to Manifesting Made Easy with myself, Salarah Starre. I love nothing more than to help you master your manifestations and your life. And each podcast, I will share some tips, some tools, and some wisdom that will take your manifesting from mediocre to mastery. And I have something very, very special to share with you today. Based on our journey, I believe it's very, very important to be able to explore all contributing factors as to why we may not be receiving the manifestations in the timelines that we desire, why we might even be getting the opposite of what we want, or maybe not even getting them at all. And there's so many different reasons why this would happen. Bearing in mind that the law of attraction is only one universal law. There are many others, and when we learn what all these other laws are, we can power up the law of attraction. So I bring spiritual laws to all my shows, and specifically wisdom that has helped me in my own manifesting practice. Since 2006, I have been gifted with multiple opportunities to try out many, many different manifesting skills and tools and meditations and tips and subliminal messaging, you name it. And I've managed to come to my own conclusion that although all these wonderful tips and tools and hypnosis and subliminal messages and affirmations and visualizations are really good, it's our internal environment that dictates our external reality. And there's no point in trying to go out into the world to change and manipulate it in a way to bring us our results, rather going and making the tweaks and shifts within and expanding our own consciousness to effortlessly see wonderful results. So I decided to share with you today a little bit about my journey with jealousy. Oh my word, I was riddled with jealousy. Whenever I saw anybody having something that I wanted, I would be jealous of them. If they looked nice, I would be jealous of them. If they got something nice, I would be jealous of them. If they had wonderful opportunities, I would be jealous of them. And it was actually quite troublesome. Now, some of you may not have been affected by jealousy in the same way, but I urge you to still listen, because there will be aspects of the show that will speak to each and every one of you listening. And you never know, if you have a friend that struggles with this, I encourage you as well to forward the show along. In fact, if you can like and follow, that would mean a huge amount to me. And I'm loving seeing how many different people are watching the show week to week. And yeah, really, really love it. So from my heart to yours, thank you so much. So today's all about how to completely rethink your jealousy to see that the universe is giving you evidence of what is possible for you. I know, major jealousy reframe there. So jealousy and even envy help us to activate and unlock the frequency of what we desire within us, and can be pretty instant as well. And you're thinking, well, how on earth can that happen? Because when I'm jealous or I'm envious of something, I feel complete lack of it. So how on earth can I connect to and unlock that frequency? Anyway, I have come up with a plan. So listen on. So my backstory with jealousy, first of all, I thought that's probably going to give you a nice little frame. You might be able to relate to some of this as well. But of all the human emotions that we show, jealousy is probably one of the most common. And as manifestors, we also know how unsettling it can be, because it can tend to bring out the worst in us, because we are aware that where attention goes, energy flows. And feelings of jealousy can just leave us feeling more panicky, more in lack, more isolated. And also we can step into comparison mode as well, and that's not conducive to mastery either. But what can we do about it? But if we think about comparing, first of all, comparing our lives to other people's lives is a great breeding ground for jealousy. I purposely don't follow people. I don't listen to other people's content just because I find that it then starts to take me off track with my message and my journey. But also when we are comparing our lives to other people's, it shows that we're not happy in our own life. So we get consumed by noticing the lack in our lives when we perceive how full another person's life is. Now, I highlight the word perceive because it is only perception. And of course, social media is horrendous for all of this, only showing the good bits, never really showing the nitty gritty. You know, when people have to get down and dirty with their own emotions, triggers, we don't see any of that. So we build a false concept of what other people's reality is. We then compare ours to theirs and wonder why we never reach the same as them. So sticking to jealousy. So simply put, jealousy is a manifestation blocker. I have great empathy if there's anybody out there listening who's ever felt it, because it's been one of the most challenging parts of my journey. And you come to realize with a great sense of self-love and self-compassion that there wasn't ever anything wrong with me. I was just incredibly insecure, felt completely unsafe, didn't trust life whatsoever, and didn't believe that there was enough to go around. But I soon came to understand that jealousy, it is useless. It's destructive. It's an absolute waste of our essential manifestation energy. But of course, despite knowing this, the feelings of jealousy, they're very real and they're very, very uncomfortable. But also they can give us an opportunity to see some deeper programs that are running beneath the surface for us, if only we know how to not buy into the illusion of the jealousy and are able to get to the program that is running underneath it. Now, that does take great mastery. In fact, in the 5D manifesting course right now, we're working specifically on deep programs that are creating our current reality and why we're not experiencing some of the feelings of peace and joy and freedom and abundance that is ours by divine right. It's these unhelpful programs that steer us completely out of alignment to what is ours by divine essence, by divine right. So we know the feelings of jealousy, they're very real, they're very uncomfortable. But if we're able to learn to peel away the layer of these uncomfortable feelings and buying into the illusion of the perception of other people having a better life than us, and get into the belief programs that I said that are running the show, that's when we're going to see some really, really great results. That is something that's a little bit deep to share on the podcast, but it's something that we've been covering in the 5D manifesting course, and I work very closely with my one-to-one clients. So if that's speaking to you, please feel free to reach out, salarah@salarahstarre.com, or you may want to check out the 5D manifesting course, because I can only deliver a certain amount on this podcast. And I know that there's so many riches that we are able to get to, release the blocks and reprogram our own mind, as well as show up differently in our ordinary everyday reality to get completely different results, which are more aligned with the manifestations that we desire. So let's go back to jealousy. So jealousy can often mean that we feel if somebody else succeeds or if somebody else gets something that we want, then we're either a failure, we can't do it, we're not good enough. You know, if somebody is doing what we perceive better than us, then it must mean that we're not doing well. And it conjures up feelings of failure and inadequacy. And those are very, very powerful awarenesses, because the actual program that's running the show is I'm inadequate, I'm a failure. And imagine if you were to deal with those feelings of inadequacy and deal with those feelings of failure. They're all happened somewhere along the timeline of your life through multiple events which have created the belief patterns and the paradigm you're currently experiencing. But just for a moment, imagine that you didn't feel those anymore, that you felt completely and utterly adequate, in fact, more than adequate, and that you realize there's no such thing as failure. There's only feedback. How differently would you show up in your life as a result of that? How differently would you respond when other people do well? Would you see it as inspiration and opportunity? Of course you would. So it's not really about these other people. It's more about how we feel about ourselves. And what they're doing is they are triggering a wound within us that will continue to be triggered, by the way, until we heal the underlying cause of it. Can we heal the underlying cause? Absolutely. I used to be riddled with jealousy. Am I now? No. I've done a lot of work around it, and I'd love nothing more than to help you to do the same. So when we are in that space, though, we may also see other people's getting promotions, going on lovely holidays, getting dates, when we haven't met anybody in 10 years, it may just leave us feeling defeated and useless. And what's the point? And it all boils down to feeling not good enough when people around us do what we perceive to be well. I keep saying perceive because remember, it's all about perception. So let's just say that you want to use the law of attraction to get something good to manifest in your life. And you know that you have to feel good about it. But how on earth do you handle jealousy when it comes up, other than what I have already mentioned about the power of connecting to, releasing and transforming your limiting beliefs, which are driving the jealousy in the first place? How else can we do it? So how do you handle it when somebody succeeds at something that you want? So like I said in the beginning of the show, jealousy can unlock potential in you. And you're saying, really? And I'm going, yeah. Because believe it or not, this feeling, this horrible feeling, does actually have a positive intention. All negative feelings have positive intentions. And it is absolutely your gateway to amazing things if you could only see the positive benefits of jealousy, aside from what I've mentioned about it revealing some of your core programs that are ready to be transformed. Understanding this could mean that you actually stop beating yourself up and you start using it to your advantage and start seeing the results of your manifestation efforts. So how does jealousy block your manifesting? Let's look at that first of all. So it absolutely lowers your vibration because it means that you stay in a place of lack, and any action you then take from that place of lack, from those limiting beliefs, you will continue to see more of what you don't have. And because you're seeing more of what you don't have, it means you're going to try even harder at your manifesting, but you're not coming at it a place from fun and flow. You're coming at it from a place of fear and lack. So what you're doing is you are creating a preemptive strike. So what you're doing is you're stepping into certain manifestation protocols and practices from that feeling of lack to try and stop something from happening, creating a self-fulfilling prophecy, and that thing happening anyway. Oh my word, it's like a perpetual loop of pain and worry and anxiety, but you can break free from this. This is why I'm bringing this information to you. You can break free, but it does mean there is deeper work that needs to happen. I meet so many manifestors who are literally just skating on the surface of manifestations, showing up, doing all the right things, affirmations and visualizations and gratitude, but not doing the deeper work, which is where the biggest results come from. And that's what I'm here for. That's what I do in my private one-to-one mentoring. That's what I do in my online programs. And it's what I am doing here for you with your practice as well, is giving you the opportunity to see why things haven't happened for you the way you would like them to yet. And I'm highlighting the word yet. And also, while you focus on something else, you absolutely miss opportunities and you won't see what is available to you. Whilst you're focusing on what other people have and what you don't have, of course, that's going to lower your vibrations, as we've discussed, but you're going to miss these vital opportunities and you absolutely won't see what the universe is bringing to you. So if it means unfollowing people, not because you don't like them, but just because you're really working on your own self-mastery. You don't want to buy into all of these illusions. But if you do, you can work with these triggers and see them as opportunities for your growth. But also, the reason why jealousy blocks you from manifesting is because it's showing you that you're not doing the deeper work, like I said before, on your limiting beliefs. And it's a dear friend and coach of mine, Lucy Sheridan. She says, jealousy is not great for manifesting at all. It is definitely in your best interest not to be jealous. It's easier said than done. But when you hear the tools that I've shared with you today and the options that you have to move yourself out of it, you will know that you're absolutely not stuck. This is an opportunity for your up level and an absolute opportunity for your growth. So let's look at what the positive intention behind jealousy is. And this is the bit that I really want you to listen to, as well as really taking home about the limiting beliefs. So the universe is constantly showing us what is possible all the time. And it's generally showing us what is possible through other people all the time. We're constantly getting evidence of what is available to us if we apply ourselves, if we do the deeper work, if we're willing to show up and really truly transform on a deeper level. The universe is showing what's available to us. It's like a complete buffet everywhere we look. There's certain things at a buffet we may like, may not like. Some things that, make our mouth water. It's available to us, every bit of it, if we are willing to show up and do the deeper work. But also another positive intention behind jealousy is if you're seeing it, the universe is reminding you to keep doing the work because it is coming. It's absolutely on the way to you. There's no doubt about it. And if you keep seeing it and keep seeing it, instead of getting downhearted, say to the universe, thank you. Thank you for showing me what is possible. Thank you for showing what is available. Thank you for showing me what is coming to me. I'm open and receptive and I receive it. But also, if you're not seeing it, it means that it is not possible for you. And that's why it's so exciting that you are seeing it. It's lovely. It's showing you evidence of what's available to you. So the positive intention behind jealousy as well, like I keep saying, and I want to just keep highlighting this time and time again, is showing you your limiting beliefs so that when you work on them, you can move to your next level. Yes, boom. Thank you, universe. And sometimes our next levels come through some of the harder universal spiritual lessons. When we are stretched, we absolutely grow. And it's an opportunity to expand our consciousness, to gain more wisdom, and to become the best that we can be. And finally, instead of saying, I can't, why don't we just say, you know what, universe, thank you. Thank you so much for showing me what is possible. But most importantly, universe, thank you for showing me how. So when you see something that you would absolutely love to call into your reality, you say to the universe, you say, you see that over there? Thank you for showing me how to make that manifest. Thank you for showing me and helping me to work on my limiting beliefs that are stopping me from being able to achieve that. Thank you for helping me to align my energy to that frequency so that I can create that, but in my own way. We don't want to take somebody else's path and somebody else's reality and experience. We want to create our own unique experience, but we can take inspiration from the people that we see around us. So usually if you admire somebody or you like what somebody does, it shows that you have that in you to absolutely create the same. See that, universe? Thank you for showing me how to create my own unique version of that in my world. And I love what Esther and Jerry Hicks say, and it's not about what others have accomplished, but rather what you are depriving yourself of by not doing the deeper work. They didn't add by not doing the deeper work. I've just added that. They are pointing out the gap in your vibration. They are completely in alignment with what they want. And when you feel the feeling coming on, you can say to the universe, so the negative feeling, this is what Esther and Jerry Hicks say, thank you, universe, for pointing out the gap to me, the gap in me. And what I'm going to add to that is thank you for showing me how to close that gap so I too can align with a unique frequency similar to that one. And I keep saying similar because we don't really want to take what other people have because it's not authentic. It won't be ours. It won't be our own. We want our own unique version of it. So what you could do if you wanted to do a bit of a deeper dive, you could just start writing a list of, well, who am I jealous of? So you might want to listen to the show a bit later and just journal on this. I'm a great fan of journaling. I think get a huge amount of inspiration from it. And why am I jealous of them? What is it that they have? And what is my limiting belief for me to transform? Like, if you see somebody in a really happy relationship, I don't believe that will ever happen to me. Or if you see somebody living in a beautiful house, good things only happen to other people. Or what is the limiting belief driving that? And rather work on transforming your limiting belief rather than looking at the world through jealousy. So turn that inward and do the inner work to see the outer shifts. So remember, when others do what you perceive to be doing better than you, there is a benefit to you. Why? What is the benefit? It's to show you what you are capable of. It's to show you, if you apply yourself, what you have the ability to do as well. And you could also say, in this situation with, and then just fill their name, so the person that you're jealous with, how can I perceive this differently? What is the universe trying to show me here? And am I ready and willing to do the work? So I'll share a bit of a personal story with you. Years and years ago, I was with somebody who was a yachtsman, and I absolutely loved going out on the water 2 or 3 times a year for 2 or 3 weeks. Sometimes we'd go on flotillas around the Greek and Turkey islands. I loved it. I felt like I was made for that kind of lifestyle. And then the relationship ended, which was a good thing because it was time the relationship ended for many reasons. But I missed that. I really missed it. And I so longed to have that in my reality again. And then a friend of mine started dating somebody who had a boat, but it wasn't just any boat. It was like this massive house thing. It was just gorgeous. It was like this deluxe super yacht. And yes, I was jealous. I felt really jealous. But then I started to look at reframes on the situation. I thought, actually, the universe is now showing me what is available to me. And I started going through some of the other stuff that I've mentioned in the show. And I started to feel very, very different about it. And I was like, okay, well, I could apply myself if that's what I want to manifest. And then I sat with it in my heart and I thought I didn't really want to put my time, energy and effort to it, which actually made me realize I probably didn't really want it anyway. So that was a really nice process to go through. So it made me realize that the very thing that I was jealous about, I didn't really fancy applying myself to and manifesting for myself. So that then dissolved into nothingness, and I enjoyed a couple of trips out on the boat with them. And that was the end of that. So just to finish up the show, we're just going to do like a couple of jealousy antidotes, which I found really useful. So acknowledge the jealousy and give it thanks to the awareness and the opportunity to unlock that potential within you for the growth. And how can you savor and be grateful in the moments that the universe is showing you the evidence of what you want? But also it's important to remind yourself that you only see one part of the life of the person that you're jealous of. You don't really see all the struggles that the person goes through, all of their challenges. But also having a regular gratitude practice is super, super important, because when you're thankful for what you have, you'll always end up having more. And if you concentrate on what you don't have, as Oprah Winfrey says, you'll never have enough. Is every time you feel jealous, use some of these strategies and shift your focus away from the external. So you may want to just put your hand on your heart, gently rub your heart and just self-soothe and just say some positive affirmations. I have the power to call that into my life if I choose to. Thank you, universe, for showing me how to make that manifest. Thank you, universe, for showing me what's in the way from making that happen. Because remember, if it's possible in the world, then it's absolutely possible for you too, always. Okay, so just remind yourself that jealousy is absolutely an opportunity to see and work on limiting beliefs. Anyway, I'm going to leave it there because that's a lot of information to share, and I trust that is helpful for you where you are in your journey right now. Let me know, contact me and let me know your journey on jealousy and which tip or part of the show spoke to you the most as well. And remember to check out my 5D manifesting program. It's open to join any time of the year. And we're going to be doing some really deep work to make some monumental shifts. And I would love to have you on the journey. So check out the show notes for that. In the meantime, sending you lots and lots of love. And I will catch up with you same time next week. Take care. Bye for now.
Thanks for listening. Salarah Starre will be back next week with great insights into the law of attraction. In the meantime, please visit salarahstarre.com.